What's going on, everybody? Unreal Divine here. Today we are breaking down Pathy. I'm going to give you guys the ultimate Pathfinder guide. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to smack that subscribe button, turn notification bell on to join the Divine Army. I post tons of awesome Apex Legends tutorials, montages, funny moments, and so much more. Also, if you guys do enjoy the video, please make sure to leave a like. Alright, that's enough introduction. Let's get straight into the video.
This one is repping, oh my god, if I die, I'm a legend. When they lay me down to rest, I know I was always repping, oh my god.
What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are having an awesome day. Today we are breaking down Pathfinder. If you guys know anything about my channel and who I am, you guys would know that I love Pathfinder. So if you guys are trying to dominate in public matches and ranked lobbies, this video is for you guys. You know, I was ranked top 1,000 season 3, you know, for Apex with Pathfinder. That was my main, that was my baby. You know, everyone from day one was talking about Wraith, best legend, XY. No, from day one, I chose Pathfinder and I fell in love. That's what made me fall in love with Apex. Well, not necessarily Pathfinder, honestly. I love Apex. But Pathfinder is the one who made me just like, he just connected. I don't know how to explain it. So if you guys are trying to dominate and you guys want to be masters at Pathfinder, you guys chose the right video. I'm going to break everything down for you guys, so let's jump straight into it. First, let's take a look at the type of legend Pathfinder is. He's a very fast, aggressive, and mobile legend because of his abilities. We're going to break down his abilities later in the video, but first, because he's such a fast, aggressive legend, I want you guys to have the best weaponry for Pathfinder. And honestly, making these legend guides, I've noticed that a lot of the weapons kind of repeat. So shortly on my channel, I'm going to be dropping the best legends guide, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so for Pathfinder, the best weapons you guys want to have is you always want to have a long range weapon and a short range weapon. And you guys will see constantly throughout my gameplays, I always, you know, run either a G7, a Hemlock, you know, with the 2x or 3x, maybe a wingman every once in a while. You want something that you can, you know, shoot people from a distance, and, you know, get some poke damage on them, you know, if they're running across. And honestly, my personal favorites for Pathfinder, or just in general in the game, is honestly the G7. I melt with the G7. Like, it's so hard for me to miss. But then even the Hemlock too, I love the Hemlock now too. They buffed it, and with the 2x or 3x, you put that single fire on, oh my gosh, it melts. Also, okay, so that's for his long range and his interactions, because Pathfinder is a positioning champion, so you guys are going to be positioned, you know, at different locations, so you want a long range weapon. But Pathfinder is an aggressive, he is an assassin. He is probably one of the most versatile legends on this game, and because of that, you guys need a very good close range weapon. And the best weapons I can recommend for you guys with Pathfinder is one, the PK, if you guys have really good accuracy with it. But if not, I really recommend you guys will see me run this all the time, is the R99. The R99, if you guys can gun control and you guys can rip people. I don't want to make this video too long, just talking about the weapons for everything for Pathfinder. But so we got the R99. I'm gonna throw up a list actually of the best weapons to use. We got the R99, the R301. You guys want really close range weapons that, you know, will melt people, like the Havoc or the Spitfire, the Prowler, and etc. I'm gonna throw the list up. So you guys can, you know, just take a look, pause the video, and, you know, see which weapons you guys really rock with and what makes you feel more comfortable, and run those. Okay, so next we have Pathfinder's abilities, and this is what makes Pathfinder such a versatile and such a strong, and like he just fits me perfectly, is because of his abilities. So first, let's talk about his hitbox. This technically isn't an ability, but his hitbox is very small because he's a very tall champion and he's very wide. And they actually, I think, was it the first or second season, they actually even gave him a buff and, you know, minimize his hitbox. So his hitbox is very small. So that's why you're running around and strafing. It's very difficult for people to hit him. Okay, so that's not actually an ability. Let's talk about his actual abilities. And his first ability is his grappling hook. And this honestly is what makes Pathfinder one of the best legends in this game. This game is so unique and it's so cool, and positioning is very important into it. And because Pathfinder has his grappling hook, which literally brings him positioning to any gunfight, any situation, he can either get out of dodge by using his grappling hook by running away. He can either push with the grappling hook by being very aggressive with it. He can be versatile by going up and down on top of buildings and on top of towers. So because this grappling hook alone, he's such a strong character, and there's a lot of things you can do with it. So first, I actually want to take a look. Let's go into the firing range. I want to show you guys, a few things you can do with the grappling hook, because a lot of people don't even know. They think you just grapple and you pull yourself forward, but no, you can actually slingshot yourself. So let's jump into the firing range real quick, and I'm going to show you guys how to grapple and slingshot. Okay guys, we're at the firing range. I want to walk you guys through on what I mean by actually slingshotting yourself with the grapple. A lot of people, when they grapple or like starting Pathfinder, they don't realize you can do certain things. They just grapple and kind of like sling themselves forward just by pulling themselves with the grapple, but that's actually the incorrect way of using. I mean, you can do that in certain instances because you don't want to slingshot yourself, and like if you want to be more in control of your movement and abilities in certain situations, like you're trying to get inside a window or something, then that's okay. But most of the time, you guys want to slingshot yourself and grapple yourself to give you guys the most to give you guys the most like mobility with the grapple, because you can literally slingshot yourself like literally Spider-Man type mechanics with Apex with the grapple hook. So what I mean by this is if you guys grapple and jump like slightly after it hits, you guys can literally slingshot yourself by holding the jump button and still try to control the direction you're trying to move. I'll show you guys again. That was going to the right this time, and I'll show you that you guys can do it by going to the left as well. And then on top of that, if you guys slide at the end of it like I just did and you guys see, it adds so much mobility, and it lets you push and be very aggressive with enemies. Like say for instance, I had this guy one shot and he like runs behind the cover, and I'm like, no, fuck that, and I literally come, and you feel me, like you can either push and be very aggressive with it, and it also really allows you for great escape ability. And that's why this grappling hook is so amazing, and you guys need to just practice it. So just come into the firing range, grab Pathfinder, try to grapple and jump at the same time. And then you can even not totally control your direction in the air, but you can kind of, if you still use your analog sticks, you guys still have some control while you guys in the air. You're not just completely just tossing the air. You can still kind of send yourself in a certain direction. And then on top of that, if you guys add a slide as soon as you guys land, you guys will have even more mobility. If you slide and then you can jump in if you guys want to as well. That also increases the speed just slightly. I'll just show you one last time of the grappling hook slide and swing, and then boom, and you see how fast I'm across the map. And just imagine someone has to run across, and like the only person that can really keep up with me is the Octane at this point. Okay, that's the grappling hook example I want to show you guys, so let's jump straight back. Hey guys, real quick, I also wanted to just mention, I realized I didn't mention in the clip that you guys can also do it by like doing on walls and like like high obstacles too. It allows you to like literally sling like you guys are Spider-Man. You guys can do it even with stuff like that, and you guys will see like top level players get really good at slingshotting themselves by using obstacles in the air. And I actually play a clip of me fighting Daltouche, who's a very high level pro player, and he's just like he's even better with me at it, honestly. But it's just I was Pathfinder chasing him, and it's a perfect clip of showing two really skilled players using Pathfinder's grapple hook to their best ability. Okay guys, so before we move on, while editing the video, I noticed, and I forgot to mention this small tip, but it's very useful, and it's because they added it later into the seasons. And once you start really getting good with Pathfinder, you don't even pay attention to it anymore. But a tip for you guys, if you guys are having trouble with like trying to land your zipline and throw your your grapple hook, if you guys see this little circle on the middle of my screen where you usually aim in at, where your gun points at,
if you put it away, there's a little circle, and you see it's white right now. But if I get close enough to something, it turns blue. But then if I get far enough, it turns white. You guys see that on my screen? And that just shows you that if you can actually grab it. See, you see I can't grab it now because it's white, but then as soon as it's blue, I can actually grab it. And that's just a little extra tip for you guys. It's very useful. So take advantage of that if you guys are having trouble, throwing out your actual grappling hook.
So next we have his Zipline. I love all Pathfinder's abilities because they help your team and they help you win and secure more W's for a reason. This game, positioning is very, very strong. And because he has the zip line that you can zip around the map, you can either, help your team get out of situations very quickly if you guys, need to, retreat very fast and you guys don't have, the best legends to do that. A quick zip line help you get out of situations very, very fast and efficiently. Especially if you guys know how to jump hop with it and you guys know how to dodge bullets while you're zip lining, you guys can really get out of sticky situations. But honestly, the best reason the zip line is so OP is because one, it provides mobility. When the ring's closing, that helps, speeds you guys up. It provides positioning and so your team can get around the map. But honestly, the positioning and team fights that you guys can really use with the zip line is what make this such a strong ability, because you guys can set your team up for success by zip lining into high position areas, especially if your team has a bunch of long range weapons like G7s. You guys can just get on top of a building, you guys can get on top of a mountain, and there's so much you can do with this zip line that he's such a strong and useful character, and it helps the team in the long run. It benefits your entire team, not just Pathfinder, and that's why he's such a strong legend. That's why this ability is so useful. Okay, so next, his last ability, which technically is an ability, is his passive, is Insider Knowledge. And this just allows you to scan survey beacons, and this is so strong when you guys are at the top level competing, because positioning and knowing where the ring closes, and that it's so important, and setting up early is so important, that this ability becomes so strong in the top high level competing. And that's why Pathfinder still played to this day, because he's mobile, he's versatile, his abilities help the team strongly, and it's all about positioning once you get to the highest of playing and teamwork, and that's where Pathfinder shines, baby. So we broke down his abilities. Let's break down the best legends, to go along with his abilities, because Pathfinder brings positioning, and there's a bunch of legends who actually really help and correlate with Pathfinder. So let's jump straight into the best legends to play with Pathfinder. Okay, so let's talk about the best legends for Pathfinder. Pathfinder, he's very mobile, he's very aggressive, but because of that, he doesn't really have abilities, to be more defensive or to get him out of certain situations other than his grappling hook. But if you're playing with your team, you don't necessarily want to split away from your team all the time. So you want champions to help, in certain situations that he's not the strongest in. And I'm going to throw a list on the screen of the best legends to play with Pathfinder, because I don't want this video to be extremely long. But you want legends, to help pick up the slack where he lacks. And for example, like Gibraltar. Gibraltar's such a useful champion. Just all around. There's like he's literally, I don't know if you guys watched my last video, but he was the top of the last S tier for a reason. And that's because abilities like his shield pick up the slack where Pathfinder lacks. Like if you guys are playing together and you guys moving as a unit, you want to be in a position to where you can help your team. If you're grappling away, to stay alive and stuff, that's not very useful. But if you guys have like a legend like a Gibraltar in your team, where you have a bubble shield, if you guys are ever in a bad or sticky situation where you guys can stick with the Pathfinder get some kills, then he can either zip out or be aggressive and push someone. So Pathfinder is very useful for that. Legends like Wraith, because you also, again, you don't want to run away from your team all the time. You honestly, once you get really good with Pathfinder, you want to use his grappling hook as an aggressive, as an attacker type of ability. So legends like Wraith, who help with mobility and getting out of situations with her portal. Legends like Bangalore, where he can be, go invisible for a second. Well, not necessarily invisible, but like be hidden with a smoke and then use a zip line to get out of situations, or to be aggressive. characters like Watson, so he can, you know, chill and relax and recuperate, because like he doesn't have any abilities himself, you know, to really ease people from pushing him, other than, you know, getting away from people. So to pick up the slack, you want Legends to, you know, pick up that kind of that slack that he has. Okay, so we talked about the weapons, we talked about his abilities, we talked about the best Legends. Now let's put everything together and how to you actually implement everything in your gameplay to be the best Pathfinder you guys can be. Okay, so first, use Pathfinder's abilities to your advantage. He is a mobile, versatile character. There is no legend on this character who is as versatile as Pathfinder, because he can get in any situation. His positioning is so strong. He can either get out of situations or he can get directly into them. And you want to use that grappling hook in that positioning to your advantage. So you guys want to be the aggressive. You guys want to get some damage on someone and then zip across and then push them and knock them. You guys want to use your abilities and use your Legends to his strength. He's an aggressive, fast character, so you guys can either get a kill and then you guys can either zip out of there and grapple out. You guys want to use that grapple hook to your advantage and constantly use it. The cooldown is very fast for a reason. It's so strong for a reason, if you guys can get really good with it. You know, I realize a lot of you guys might not actually know what I mean when I say positioning. What I mean by positioning is with specifically Pathfinder and his grapple hook, is to use the height, use buildings, use obstacles, use mountains, use everything in the environment to your advantage. If you guys are in a gunfight, you knock someone and you guys are in a building, after you knock someone, jump out the building, then grapple all the way up to the top and pop a shield battery. Use your grapple hook in your positioning, because then instantly, instead of it takes you a second to do that and jump up there and pop a battery, it takes a different champion like it's brought to 10 seconds to get to your location. So use your positioning to your advantage. You see me doing it all the time. And then also you can be aggressive with it. It's not just about buildings either. You can do this like by getting on top of mountains, you can on top of hills, on top of like towers. It's just you want to use the grappling hook to put yourself in a position in the environment to where you guys can melt people. And honestly, being like high ground in Apex is very useful. And because of this grapple hook, a Pathfinder can literally be high ground literally in almost any situation because of his grappling hook and his zipline. So because this grappling hook provides positioning, that's what makes Pathfinder such a strong character. He provides positioning. He also has his zipline for your team, which we talked briefly about the zipline, but set your zipline into positions to where you're setting your team up for success. Pathfinder is a leader. He's more of a leader legend because he can set his team up for success. And if you guys put your zipline in positions to where at the end of the circle you guys have the best positioning on top of stuff, or like on top of a tower, you know, I'm gonna throw some examples up in the background so you guys can actually see me using my zipline, you know, for positioning everything. It's so useful, and you guys want to maximize that. And also when you guys get to the top level, maximize using that beacon reader, because knowing where the circle ends, and because you're a Pathfinder, you guys can set positioning up for the end of the circle so quickly, and that's why he's so strong and he's so useful for your team. And the last thing I want to talk about is your 1v1 gunfights. And because this is so important, you're not always going to be with your team. Pathfinder, he's a very strong 1v1 character, because his hitbox I don't even know what language that was. His hitbox is so small, and he's very long character. So you guys want to maximize strafing. You guys need to get good at strafing. Strafing back and forth with a Pathfinder is deadly because his hitbox is so small. People have difficulty staying locked on a Pathfinder. But if you guys get very, very good with strafing back to forward, you guys adding some crouches, and then on top of that, the mobility with your grappling hook, you guys will dominate. That's honestly what I do every single match. I maximize my positioning, I maximize my abilities with my mobility, and then I just maximize strafing with his small hitbox, and you guys will see that 1v1s you guys are smacking. But first, you guys need to increase your aim. So if you don't have good accuracy with Pathfinder, go check out my video on how to increase your aim. Okay guys, so that pretty much wraps up everything. I broke down everything for you guys. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about Pathfinder, leave them down below in the comments. I honestly read every single one of my comments, and I literally want to help every one of you guys get better at this game. So if you guys have any questions, any concerns, let me know down in the comments below, and I will reply instantly, and I will help you guys out to the best of my knowledge. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please like. Also, if you guys are new and you guys enjoy the content, make sure to smack that subscribe button and turn the notification bell on to join the Divine Army. You know, I post tons of awesome Apex Legends tutorials, montages, funny moments, and so much more. Alright, that's enough talking, guys. I will see you guys in my next video, and that's it. Peace out.
For not to having my way, I'm on a plane, having my way. I'm in these foreigns, having my way. Counting the money, just having my way. Having my way, having my way. Currently women, just having my way. I'm at the Gucci store, having my way. Flexing on nigga, just having my way. Just having my way, just having my way. Hit up your body, make you all them shake. I got the key to the motherfucking safe.